All right, so I'm working on putting a flat screen TV in my Winnebago Journey, replacing that old box TV. My plan is to use the surround that I took out. You can see my other video on how I did that. And widening the inside so that my flat screen, my 32-inch flat screen, can be in this surround instead of just putting a board on the back and having the TV stick out in front. So right now I measured the TV, figured out how much wider I need to make it, and I'm in the process of drawing my lines, and then we'll go from there. All right, I got my lines all drawn on both sides of where I need to be. I'm gonna use my jigsaw to do this. Like I said, there might be a better way to do it. I'm just kind of working with the tools I have. I'm gonna take it really slow and probably leave myself a little extra room, because if you mess up a little bit, it's hard to bring material back. If you leave yourself a little extra space, you can do some sanding and get it to where you want it. So I'm gonna start my cutting. All right, so I got the surround piece screwed back in here just to see where I'm at. And I'm gonna keep it real, I messed up. When I was cutting this side, from above, it looked like my jigsaw was on the line. I was doing just fine. I did not realize that my blade was bent underneath, causing my cut to go way outside the line. So that's my first mistake. My second one was on both these sides. This piece is taped in right now. But on both these sides, I cut all the way down to the bottom. By doing that, I left the cage exposed for the bottom 5 inches. My TV is only going to come down to right here. You can see a little mark. That left all this, and especially, right here, exposed, which I do not want. So my solution is to take some pieces from what I cut out. I'll glue those back in on that side and the same over here. And then I'm going to take some small trim and run it down that seam and a seam on the bottom on both sides. So that should cover up my mistakes. And then the next thing I'm going to do to kind of make it look more clean is I'm going to take plywood and make a little cubby. I'll run plywood same height as this over here, across the middle, back over here, along here. I'll screw it in, stain it to match, and that'll give me a little cubby for maybe a sound bar, or maybe I'll just put remotes and stuff in there. So those are my mistakes. I kind of jumped in. I thought I had it figured out. I should have double checked, so you guys can learn from my mistakes. But I have a solution. I think it'll end up looking just fine. All right, so I got my trim pieces in like I talked about. A small trim going down the side there, across the bottom. Glued these pieces back in, and then also ran a board across the middle for my little compartment down here. And then you can see the plywood I cut out and stained for the inner part of the compartment. I'm using those pieces as supports right now, so I don't have that assembled. But you can kind of see what I did, and I think it looks really good. I had a hard time with stain. I ended up getting 10 different stains from Home Depot. And none of them looked how I wanted, so I mixed my own stain, and I think I got it pretty close. Not perfect, but close enough to where nobody's gonna look at it and think it looks out of place. So I'm happy with the surround itself now. So the next step is mounting the actual TV. I got this mount. I like it how it bolts or screws right into this board, and this screws right into the TV. They have a lot of those mounts where you put it on the rail system, if you want to call it that. And I don't really care for that, because that just seems like something that can move around easily and bounce around and rattle. So screwing it right into the TV, right into the board in the back, will eliminate the chance for rattling and bouncing. At least that's my hope. So I got this clamped in right now, and I'm taking the TV and setting it in here and butting it up to here and kind of moving it back and forth and figuring out where I need to mount this and screw this into the surround so I get a nice flush line on the side. So that's where I'm at right now. So I ended up going with a different mount. I went with this swivel mount or full motion mount. It just made it way easier for hooking these cords up, and then we have the ability to pull the TV out for sitting on the couch, and it just made more sense for what I was doing here. So I got the TV mounted in there. I had to add this board right here because this mount is longer, skinny and long. I have the TV mounted in, and I'm putting a sound bar down here to kind of fill in that little cubby spot. So this is where I'm at right now. Hooking everything up, running all the wires back up into here. There's an outlet up there, got the inverter down here. So got this glued and screwed in there. So pretty much on the home stretch here. All right, so it's all in. Got the TV and soundbar hooked up, all the wires ran. I ran an extra HDMI around through into this compartment in case I want to hook something up down the road, just to make it easier. Still have to tidy that up, but everything else is ready to go. I think it looks really good. I have a lot of time into this, way more than I thought I would. I probably have 30 hours into it if you include trips to Home Depot and Best Buy. But I think it was worth it. I think it not only does it look good, but it probably increased the value of the coach by a little bit. In today's times, people are always looking for technology. They need it, they want to have it. So having something like this in and having it look good, I think really helps increase your value if that's what you're going for. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment and ask. I'll try to respond. I'm new to making videos, so hopefully this was helpful to you, and whether you want to do exactly what I did or part of what I did or do your own thing, hopefully this was helpful. So this is the final look over of the TV install in my 2001 Winnebago Journey.